What's up, travellers? SJ Aviation HQ here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be doing the model review of the Air Premia Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner by JC Wings in 1:1 scale. But before we go ahead, make sure you've subscribed to the channel. Dim that bell icon next to it so you don't miss out on any future videos. Also, share this video to your friends and also comment below and like the video if you enjoyed the video going forward. So before we go ahead and show you the box, I'm going to read out some information regarding Air Premia as an airline, some information about the specific airframe that we're looking at today, and some little bit of history about the operator. So Air Premia was founded on July the 27th, 2017, and commenced operations on August the 11th, 2021. It is a budget hybrid carrier based in Seoul, South Korea, and has a main operating hub at Seoul Incheon International Airport. As mentioned, the airline was founded in 2017 and was so by former president of Jeju Air, Kim Jong-jul. As of today, which is October 25th, for those watching in the future, that's 2021. Air Premia operates a solitary Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner, which they received at the beginning of April of 2021, but are planning to operate 10 aircraft by the end of 2024. On August 2nd, 2021, the airline of Air Premia started flights between Seoul, Gimpo, and Jeju, ultimately beginning the operations. So going into some information about the aircraft, this aircraft's MSN number, or the manufacturer serial number, is 66407. This aircraft's line number is 1047, which means that the aircraft was the 1047th 787 to roll off the production line at Boeing. This aircraft was built as a Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. That is the second of the three variants. Of course, we have the Dash 8, which is the shortest, the Dash 10, which is the longest, and the Dash 9 is in the middle, which is, for me, is the Dash 9 is the more proportionate, and of course, I feel like the Dash 9 is the more popular of the three variants. This aircraft performed its first flight on November the 12th, 2020. As of today, this aircraft is 1.0 years old. This aircraft was built and produced at Everett's Painfield, and this aircraft is currently active. So the registration of this aircraft that we're looking at today is Hotel Lima 8387. This aircraft again is a Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner, which was delivered to Air Premia on March the 31st, 2021. This aircraft is equipped with two Rolls-Royce Trent 1000 engines, and this aircraft was leased from the ALC, I think it's the Aircraft Leasing Corporation, and was ferried between Painfield and Incheon International Airport in Seoul between April the 1st and 2nd of 2021 for its delivery flight. So that's some information regarding the airline, the aircraft, and of course the operator of this aircraft. So let's go ahead and check out the box. So as you can see in front of you, we've got a pretty interesting style of box. Again, we've got this sort of like cellophane bit in the middle of the box. This is pretty much similar to the TAP Air Portugal 330 Neo that I recently did a review of. Want to go and check out that? There'll be a card in the top right corner. Go ahead and check it out. But looking at it more closely, here we have the Boeing 787-9 trademark font in the Boeing font, that is. Here we have, on the top right, we have the Dreamliner logo with the crescent moon in the middle. Here we have this interesting detail here. We've got the orange on both sides. Sort of looks like the windows of the 787. In the bottom left, we've got the licensing information for Boeing and the 787. And this aircraft is in 1:1 scale. On the bottom panel, we've got the Boeing 787-9 typeface in the Boeing font again. And here we have the actual aircraft, the 2D rendering of the aircraft, pretty interesting livery. And here we have the two barcodes, the top one for the flaps up version and the bottom one for the flaps down. Of course, this one is the flaps up. And here we have the scale again. On the right panel, we've got the logo of Air Premia. On the top panel, we've got the 787-9 trademark typeface. And on the left panel, we've got the warning information, where it was made in China. As you can see, there's a little bit of wear and tear on the box, not too bad. And here we have the JC Wings logo. And on the back of the box at the top center, we've got the Air Premia logo there. Here we have a diagram of the specifications. Here we have the top view and the wingspan. And then we have the side view and the tail height. And then we have some specifications in general of the 787-9 Dreamliner. Of course, this is in the metric measurement for those that use the measurement of metric. And here we go with the JC Wings logo. So this is an interesting box for JC Wings. It's pretty detailed, pretty generic as well at the same time. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and check out the model. And here we have the absolutely stunning Air Premia Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner by JC Wings. Of course, Air Premia is a relatively new airline in terms of the customers from the 787. Of course, this aircraft was delivered to Air Premia on March the 31st, 2021, so it is relatively new in terms of the airline itself. Of course, there are other airlines that haven't received their 787s yet, so Ghana Airways, Lufthansa, Emirates, Austrian Airlines, Swiss being a few. I will be getting all of them in terms of the different airlines. Of course, I do have a very large collection of the 787 Dreamliner. It is my most predominant family type. In my collection, I think I have around 90 of the 787 Dreamliners in my 1 to 400 scale collection. I do have 2 additional in the bigger scale, the 200 scale, although I don't really collect the bigger scale unless the specific aircraft is a meaningful one for me. So let's go ahead and do this review. I'm going to be doing the review left to right, nose to tail. So yeah, let's start the review. So starting off the review at the front of the aircraft here, just going to zoom in for you. Here we go. At the end of the tip, at the pointer here, we've got the nose cone. Underneath that would be the weather radar. That is the instrument on board the aircraft that lets the flight crew on board the aircraft know whether they're going to be coming through some ominous weather patterns, so then they can decide on board whether they're going to go through on their route, or whether they have to divert around the weather sail in the air. So here we have at the end of the pointer, we've got the cockpit windows, and at the end of the pointer here we've got the windshield. Here we have the pitot tubes and the angle of attack, and here we have the 387 on the nose gear door, and here we have the nose gear itself. Here we have the L1 boarding door, and at the end of the pointer, at the end of the A of Premia, we've got the L2 boarding door. Not particularly sure what this detailing is here. I have just noticed that it is on the model just now. If you want to let me know in the comments below what that actually is, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to read your information. Here we have the billboard titles of Air Premia, very nicely done. I like the curvature of the letters. Kind of goes with the logo, or the emblems of the logo. Here we have the cabin windows for the forward section of the fuselage. Here we have the first antenna on top of the aircraft, and here we have the SATCOM, the Wi-Fi dome for the IFE on board the aircraft, the in-flight entertainment. Again, here we have the L2 boarding door, and just at the end of my pointer, you can just make it out. That is the landing light, or the wing light. That's used while landing. I have learned on infinite flights that below 10,000 feet you are required to put on the landing lights. So that is a part of the aircraft that will be turned on below 10,000 feet. Here we have the number one engine of this aircraft. Of course, this is a Rolls-Royce Trent 1000 engine. Of course, you can make out the Rolls-Royce logo just here. And here we have the vortex generator that is used when the aircraft is rotating off the aircraft. Usually there is a sort of like a vapor line that goes over the wing, over the top part of the engine that is used. There, I think it is the vortex generator is used to actually deflect the vapor over the wing, so it adds some more. I think it is some more lift to the aircraft. Not particularly sure if that is correct. If you want to go ahead and check it, comment below and let me know if I am correct or not. So here we have it at the rear of the engine, the nacelle of the engine. We've got the chevrons. Of course, the Dreamliner is notorious for the nacelle design of the chevrons. Of course, they are now used more predominantly on the 747-8 freighters, and of course the Intercontinental. Yes, so it's very, very cool. I do like the modernness of these engine nacelles, or technology in general. I have kind of known in the past that the 777-9X or the 777X family does have an option of whether airlines can choose the chevrons or not. But if you want to go ahead and check out the model review that I did of the 777-9X in the Sunrise Boeing house delivery, go ahead and check out the card in the top right corner. So moving on in this review, we're going to look at the wing now. Just going to point the camera down at the wing and zoom out just a little bit. Here we have the Dreamliner's wing. Very, very nice. I do like the curvature of the 787's wing. I cannot get enough of the 787 itself. So here we have the nice curvature of the wing. I like this technology here. Here we have the red navigation light. On this side, of course, the other side is green, which I'll show you in a moment. And here we have the raked wingtip of the 787. I love this aircraft. It is so beautiful. So putting the rear of the aircraft into the focal point now. Just on the lower left of the frame here, we've got the landing gear. I will show you an up closer view of that in a moment. But here we have the L3 door and the L4 door. I believe the L4 door and the R5 door, or the 5 Romeo door, the other side, they are predominantly used for the catering of the aircraft. But here we have below the cabin windows of the rear of the fuselage. Here we have the Dreamliner logo of the crescent moon in the middle. Here we have the flag of the Republic of South Korea, or also known as the Korean Republic. And here we have the registration, Hotel Lima 8387. And here we have the Boeing 787-9 titles just here. And here we have, I believe this is a little cargo compartment on this side of the aircraft here. So putting the tail fin into the subject now, we have the orange logos you saw on the box earlier. I believe, I'm not too sure what these are to represent, but they do kind of look like the windows. You can just see just here at the end of my point of these three grey ones, and they do kind of look like enlarged windows. Let me know if you kind of see that as well, but that's what it looks like to me. I didn't quite point it out, but here we have the second antenna on top of the fuselage here, and then behind that, just before the base of the tail fin, we've got the third antenna. Here we have the horizontal stabilizer, and here we have the leading edge of the stabilizer, and just here there is the tail lights. There, of course, there is another one on the other side of the aircraft. Just there we have it here, just there. They are used in night operations as an identification type device to let the different other pilots around the vicinity of the aircraft know where the aircraft is, and of course for the ATC, the air traffic control, to identify where the airline is, where the aircraft is, sort of like that. And here, but behind the stabilizer here, we've got the strobe, the rear strobe of the aircraft, and here we have the APU. Very, very nice. I'm going to just zoom out just momentarily and show you the other side of the aircraft. So there's not really that many differences in terms of this side of the aircraft. Of course, we do have some. So at the front of the aircraft here, just going to zoom in. We've got the forward baggage compartment just here. At the rear of the aircraft, we've got another baggage compartment just below the word Dream and Dreamliner just here. And on the tip of the wing here, we've got the green navigation light. On the other side it's red, this side it's green. And of course on this side of the aircraft, just showing you the front of the aircraft again, we've got the emergency hatch on the top of the cockpit. Here we have just here, that is used of course in a emergency type situation for the pilots to get out of the cockpit if they are in water, or there is smoke inside the cabin, something like that. Yeah. And just on top of the aircraft, didn't really point it out, but here you have the anti-collision beacon just here. Very cool. So now I'm going to show you the bottom of the aircraft momentarily. Just going to show you up close. So here we have, just getting into shot here. Here we have the nose gear and the nose gear door. Some nice detail in terms of the forward baggage compartment here. Nicely done. And here we have some air vents and the anti-collision beacon just in the shot there, in the middle there. Here we have the stand hole and the landing gear doors, including the landing gear itself. The gears in this model don't roll. Well, this one does, but the other one doesn't. But they do tilt if you force it to. Here we have just here at the end of my thumb here, we have where the rat would be the ram air turbine that's used in testing. And moving on down here, we have the bottom antenna on this aircraft, and here we have the rear cargo compartment. And moving down, we have in the middle of the shot here, we've got the APU entranceway. So as I said, here we have the landing gear. These do tilt, do roll. They don't tilt though. And this one's here don't roll, but the front one does roll. Very, very nice. And some more detail of the engine here. Very, very nicely done. And then we've got the intake of the engines. Very cool. You can see through the engines, the fan blades. Very cool. I think they do rotate as well if you put something into the engine and force it to rotate. Very cool. So this, of course, is one of my favourite 787 molds. Of course, I kind of like the way that Gemini Jets, as a model company, is using the JC Wings mold for their 787s now. I do like the mold very, very much. Other than that, I do enjoy the mold by NG Models. Their mold is outstanding too. I will do a video later in the future comparing the 787 molds. Of course, I do have JC Wings, Phoenix, Gemini Jets, and NG Models in terms of the 787s. Of course, Aviation 400 are set to release their mold. I probably will be getting a 787 from them as well in the future, so do look out for a model review of that. So to conclude this video, I'm going to be going through my social handles. So if you want to go ahead and check out my Instagram account, I've got 2 Instagram accounts in the description below. The first link will be the Instagram account for my airport account. You can see the airport map in the background. That is basically where I showcase everything in terms of my photos of the models, the news of my operations, and some updates, and of course other things like that. Want to go ahead and check out the top link in the socials area of the description below. Go ahead and support me on there. Also, I have the livery account. That's where I showcase the aircraft livery designs I make on Photoshop. Go ahead and check out the second link in the description below if you want to check out those. Also, I have my Facebook page and of course my Twitter account for the Astro Productions. What I do in there is I upload everything regarding all of my my brand's content in terms of Instagram and of course YouTube. And of course, if you want to come along and join a Discord server based around aviation, come along and join the Global Aviation Alliance. I'm in there, and a whole lot of avid advocates are in there as well. What we talk about on there, our favourite models, model releases, trip reports, artwork, everything you can name it about aviation. We talk about it on there. Come along and join. Let me know in the comments below if you want to come along and join. I'll then pass you along to one of the 4 admins, so then your application can be processed. On November the 23rd, 2021, I am launching my airport's website, and I will be putting the link in the descriptions of my videos after the website has been launched officially. So do look out for that. I will be putting updates regarding that onto my Instagram account, the airport account. Make sure you are supporting me on there so you get the latest news regarding my airport's operations. And soon I'll be launching my Patreon and also my TikTok account. I'm not too sure what I'll be doing on either of them. I'm still brainstorming ideas, but do look out for further information regarding those. So now that we've come to the end of the video, I'd like to thank you very much for coming along and tuning in for the model review of the Air Premia 787-9 by JC Wings. So on the left hand side will be my most recent video. On the right hand side will be the full playlist of model reviews that I've done so far on the channel. In the middle is where you can subscribe. But until next time, fly safe, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.